Hey everybody, today I have a great tip for you that I think is going to help keep your spine and your knees better aligned when you're walking up or down stairs or up or downhill. When people are walking downhill, it's very common to get pain in the knees, especially in the front, underneath the kneecaps. That same pain that people get in the front of the knees when they're walking downhill is also very common when people are walking downstairs. The presence of pain under the kneecaps when walking in these situations indicates that there's something wrong with the alignment, causing increased friction and inflammation. And that problem with the alignment is not coming from the knees themselves, it's coming from the core. And in this video, I'm going to help you figure out how to correct that alignment. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Todd Martin, creator of the Walking Code. Let's go ahead and get started. The key to keeping an aligned spine and knees when we're walking stairs or hills is to find this stable, balanced position right before we hit the step or the hill. My spine is directly aligned up over my standing knee, and I'm in a relaxed, balanced position with my forward leg in front of the body, and I have a slightly sunken stance compared to a normal gait cycle. In a normal gait cycle, there's a slight flexion of the forward knee as the foot gets to the flat position, and then this knee extends as we go into the swing through. We never really pass through a stable position where we're stopping in a more sunken stance. As we approach a step to go up, we sink slightly and pass through this balanced position briefly before pushing forward with the standing leg to place the foot on the stair. When we approach a step to go down, we pass through the same balanced position before pushing down with the swing leg to place the foot. If we don't find that correct balancing position going downstairs, the posture may pitch forward, causing misalignment of the spine and stress on the knees. This gentleman walking behind me in an earlier video does a great job of exemplifying what happens with the wrong approach going upstairs. Even though he has normal posture on level ground, it breaks forward as soon as he tries to place the foot onto the step. Now let's practice the approach and see how we can get this pattern into our body memory. What we need to do is begin like we're taking a normal step, where we have the knee slightly flexed and then extending. And then from there, practice dropping into the slightly lowered stance before the leg leaves the ground from the toe off position. So we're going to begin walking normally, and after we place the heel, then allow the body to sink a little bit lower, and you can stop in this position with your toe still on the ground. Feel the forward knee slightly flexed. And then from this position, we're going to bicycle the swing leg up like that. As the leg leaves the ground, the opposite arm should slightly go forward. And then we can reach down with the heel and simply place. And now, while keeping your body very square, so not rotating like we normally do when we walk, we're going to shift forward until the foot hits the flat position. My body is square to the forward position. And then now I'm going to bicycle again, bringing the opposite arm forward opposed to the swing leg. And then bring the heel down, reaching the heel to the ground, placing with no weight. Shift forward again. If we're using the arm, you can keep the arm forward as you shift the weight forward. The arm is going to reflect the rotation of the upper waist. Shift forward, and then now circle through like the bicycle and place on the heel. Shift forward, circle through. You can also practice this going backwards in the reverse sequence. When we go backward, we're going to be reaching forward on the same side as the leg that's reaching backwards. When we go forward, we're going to be reaching forward on the opposite side of the leg that's going forward. And we're keeping the body feeling in a flat position without a lot of feeling of rotation, as opposed to normal walking technique. After you've practiced that and have the proper low or no impact heel placement, then you can practice going from that lowered stance into a normal walk. And you should be able to feel the difference in the core rotation that makes that happen. So we can drop in and then begin to do the lowered stance, and then we can raise out of it into a normal gait. When we're walking downhill, we're using that same exercise, shifting forward with a flat torso, not rotating like we would if we were walking on level ground. So we place the heel with no weight, shift forward with no rotation, then rotate to bring the swing leg through, place on the heel, lowering without very much forward motion. This is going to allow us to place with very little impact. Then shift forward, bicycle through, place. And then we're going to repeat that cycle. That is going to remove all of the impact and the pressure from underneath the kneecaps that happens when we don't walk correctly. This is what happens when a lot of people walk down the hill and are getting pain in the knees. They're walking as if they're walking normally, launching themselves into a straightforward walk as if the ground is going to be right under the foot, and then there's going to be a heavy plop that's going to come after that. And after the plop is generally going to come a little forward pitching of the body, because the heel is going to hit, and then we're going to pitch forward. If you do that enough times, you're going to begin getting a lot of wear and tear underneath the kneecaps, and that in the end is going to lead to chronic knee pain. You might not notice it at first, but eventually, as you get more and more wear and tear and inflammation, you're going to get pain under the kneecaps at an earlier and earlier stage in the gait. And in many cases, even walking down hills or walking downstairs a few steps is going to cause pain. This lesson will be continuing over on my website for those of you who have joined the Walking Code members group or have purchased the new Walking Code online course. For that second part of the lesson, I will be reviewing the Walking Code core techniques used in each part of these movements. Sign up now using the link in the description section if you want to check it out.